Hi, welcome to my video. My name's Linda Kiddle and I'm today introducing how to stamp on candles. It's not actually stamping on candles, there's a nice sneaky little trick which I'm going to hopefully show you. I'm sharing the Good Morning Magnolia set as well as the Sailing Away set. I'll have to check that one. But basically it's using greaseproof paper and tissue paper. Very easy. All I've done is I've just measured up the candle size and cut the amount of greaseproof I needed. I'm using Memento because I am going to be using Stampin Blends just to give a little bit of texture on top. So I'm going to stamp straight onto the tissue paper. With hindsight, I wish I'd done second stamping because then I would have got a nice grey effect. I did do the second stamping with the front of the candle. This is the back of the candle. Everything I've used, measurements, etc., I'll put in the comments below. But using Stampin Blends, I've just gone over very, very quickly, sort of like shadow. You can't really see it in the picture because it's a bit dark, but I'm just trimming. Now, I like to trim quite closely, but I believe that some people don't. They're not really too fussy. I'm really sorry that most of the shot is actually out of the camera. But in the second half of this video, there's another one with the Sailing Away suite. So, you know, stay tuned or fast forward and you'll see closer. With this one, unfortunately, I was a little bit on the edge. So this is the front I'm going to stamp now. There was a couple of mistakes I did, but tissue paper is really cheap. And it's okay to make mistakes, isn't it? Because we learn by them. So what I did with this, though, is I did second stamp. So the front is actually quite faded, whereas the back is a lot bolder, but the effect looks quite nice. Everybody's commented and said that they like it, so it can't be too bad. So I'm just stamping down and making sure that I've got the words nicely. So once you're happy with the words and you're happy with the way that the stamping has come out on the tissue paper, just colour in as before. I only shaded, I think I've got the crumb cake and basic grey there, so it was just very, very basic shading, which made it look quite antique-y. The outcome on the actual candle is really nice. So as before, I'm just trimming out, going as close as I can, just to get a nice clean cut. And then we're ready then to start putting them onto the candle. It's really important that you line it up. The candle is on the tissue paper quite slippery, so it took me a little while actually to line them. I don't know, a minute or so, but take your time, you know, once you've got it in place. I know a lot of people do one piece at a time, but I was being extremely lazy and I did the front all together. So that's 3 pieces all together. I think if you were probably savvy, you could have printed them, you know, stamped them on the tissue paper all in a line. So I'm just getting the greaseproof here. Now, I bought wax paper. You can use greaseproof or wax paper. It was so cheap, 15 meters for £6 or something silly, which I bought on eBay. So definitely worth a buy. I'll put the link below so that you can have a little look. But I like it because the wax paper has a wax coating on the inside. So when you do this, it coats as well as melts. So some people in the comment on the photo I posted online were saying, oh, mine hasn't come out quite so well. So maybe this is a handy tip that you can take forward. So just using the heat tool, I'm warming it up, and it's really important that you can't see the tissue. And I used my my glue mat, my Stampin' Up glue mat, just to put the curve back into the wax. I don't know whether this helped or not, to be honest, but it made me feel good. And you know, it came out a treat, didn't it? So I can't complain. Then just moving on to the back now, lining up. Sorry, I am so out of shot. I can't believe I did that. Normally I set up my mat so that it's within my hand shot. So I don't quite know what happened there. I obviously pushed it further back than normal. So just a handy tip, use wax paper with the wax on the inside, and then heat tool, because the wax itself will melt along with the actual wax of the candle, and then just rock back and forward with your template over the glue mat from Stampin' Up. I'm sure it's got a technical name, but I can't remember offhand. But I'll post in the comments, so if you're interested. please have a look. Okay, so that one's done, and actually I'm really happy with the outcome. There it is, look. But you can't, this camera is not very, not doing the job. I wonder if I didn't have the lighting very well. I'll zoom in next time and do some better light focusing. But this is the outcome, the front and the back, looking rather smart. Lots of people think this is 2 candles, but it's actually 1, double-sided. So then I'm using the Sailing Home, and using exactly the same technique, I've stamped, and I'm just using the greaseproof to melt the tissue paper in with the wax and then rock it onto the glue gun. I'm going to put some music on now for you to enjoy. This is a better picture than the Magnolia one, so hopefully you'll get a better idea of what's going on. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thank you.